Hey, everybody, welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bello, and this is a special episode because I'm coming at you with an update on my 30th birthday. And this is actually August 20th. My birthday is on the 19th, and I just turned 30. I know that's a time when people freak out and they're like, oh, my 20s are over, my 30s, I'm over the hill or the hump or whatever. But I surprisingly feel very great. I mean, I didn't dread it. I wasn't fearing it. I was just like, it is what it is. But also looking back, it's crazy to see how fast the time has gone because my friend gave me a call to wish me a happy birthday. And he's like, I got to update your picture. It's this old picture with you with a cup in your hand. And there's like a girl on one side and some guy on the other, like in the picture. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? What is the photo? And he sent me a screenshot of the photo, and then the memory was triggered. I was like, oh, awesome. That was a party that I had for my 21st birthday in my college town, College Station. And it brought back all the funny memories of like how the party got crazy out of hand. Someone broke the garage door. And I think I left my own party by midnight, and it was really, really crowded. There were a good amount of people there. But in any case, it's just so funny how far I've come. When I look at that picture, I'm like, that's so different from what I am now. I don't care to party. I don't want to well, despite the COVID stuff, say COVID wasn't a thing, I still wouldn't want to be packed in a little house with a bunch of people. I definitely don't want to be out super late, drinking, getting blackout drunk or any of those things. Like, I'm just not interested in anymore. And I love the feeling of waking up early, refreshed, ready to go. I have a bedtime alarm that chimes at 9:30. It starts to ding and remind me, hey, it's almost bedtime. So whatever it is I'm doing, if I'm watching TV or getting a couple of emails answered, I start to wind things down and I start to close the computer, turn off the screen, take my shower, brush my teeth, floss, do all that stuff so that by 10 or 10:30, I'm like hitting the pillow and I fall asleep luckily or fortunately, and maybe because I stay so hyper energetic throughout the day and active, I think I fall asleep within 5 minutes. And I'd like to get a sleep study done eventually to see, am I actually doing deep sleep? How good is the quality of my sleep? I'd like to measure all those things as I get nerdier and nerdier about my health and how I track everything. But I feel really refreshed in the morning. So I think I'm getting very good sleep and deep sleep. And I fall asleep right away. I stay asleep. I basically wake up. If I'm very sensitive to sound. So if there's a bunch of sound and like thunder and dog barking, I'll wake up. But other than that, I sleep really well through the night. Where I'm going with this is that I'm starting to learn more about myself. I'm getting better over time. I continue to iterate and improve and pivot. And at one point a few years ago, I wanted to share this. When I got into the entrepreneurial journey and I quit my corporate job and I invented the product with a friend, I was like, I created a fan page on Facebook for me, and I still have that, but it doesn't have very many followers or likes or anything. And I kind of post on there, but not really. And I linked it to my Instagram page recently. So I'm starting to post more content and try to get more good stuff out there. But in any case, I think I put on the bio, like, hey, join me on my journey as I attempt to become a millionaire by 30 or something. I just wrote it down. You know, you want to think big, you want to have goals. And so I put that down. And I remember putting that down. And since then on the bio, I kind of updated it and deleted that and reworded a few things because my goals have shifted and my priorities have shifted a bit. But it's still stuck in my mind. I'm like, man, I just turned 30. I remember I started this quote unquote journey. I think I was like 20. Yeah, I was 27 at the time. Just turned 30. Not a millionaire. Sorry to break it to y'all if you thought I was. I'm not there yet. And I think it's cool to document the journey because everyone that I follow who's a millionaire, when I watch their videos from when they weren't and when they were in the spot that I'm at, they're just on the cusp of reaching success. They're getting the rocket fuel necessary to leave orbit and they're about to break through and blast off into space. I think that's where I am. And I believe that that's where I am. And I know that I'm going to get, to where I'm trying to go. But ultimately, I know that even when I get there, the goal is just going to change. It's going to get bigger. I'm going to want more. That's just how we are as humans. Everything I've ever wanted that I've gotten, it's been great for a while. And then I've wanted more, right? So I'm working very diligently at being satisfied with what I have now while working on getting where I want to go. And an example, this month, actually, while I haven't become a millionaire just yet by 30, this month, August 2020, is the most income I've ever made personally and the biggest amount of deposits of checks I've seen into my bank account, which is pat on the back. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm literally patting myself on the back. It's awesome. Like there was one day where I deposited 2 checks, and it was like $9,000 of commissions in one single day. And that was from 2 different deals, but that was pretty big for me. A year ago, I hadn't even done my first real estate deal as a real estate agent. I had done a couple of deals on wholesale, but I was with a company, so I wasn't getting the full wholesale assignment fee. If it had a $10,000 profit spread, I was getting 20% of that. So I was really getting like $2,000. But here with the real estate stuff, like I'm still not getting the full commission because I got to pay some stuff to my broker and I got to save for taxes. But like the potential earnings is much higher and there's no cap on my potential. I could do 10 deals in a month. I could do 5 deals a month. The bottleneck is me. Do I have the systems? Do I have the team? Do I have the processes? Can I generate the leads to make that happen? That's the question. I don't have to get paid $10 an hour and trade time for money. My value is tied to the amount of value that I bring to others and the amount of problems that I can solve. So that's what I'm focused on. But in any case, I say this and I talk about my best month ever financially, but I didn't feel any different. Like it was awesome putting those checks in the account and being like, oh, it's real. You know, the money's in the account. I saw the plus 9,000 in my bank account in one day and it felt amazing. But at the same time, I'm like, I posted it on my Instagram story, my Snapchat story. Barely use Snapchat, but I just kind of save off of my Instagram story and post it up there for anyone who's looking. And I was like, yeah, it was cool, but I want more. It was awesome, but what's the next level? What's the next thing? And so I understand that money is not everything and it doesn't equal happiness. I didn't really feel much happier when I had that day versus the days where I had no money come in and I busted my butt and a deal fell through. Like it was a little win. It's just income is kind of like a scorecard sometimes, right? You want to track success. You want to see how many people others have affected. Look at their net worth. Jeff Bezos, Amazon. Everybody freaking uses Amazon. It's amazing. 2-day delivery on all these things, 1-day delivery or 1-hour delivery in some places. What they did was change the world. And that's why he is one of the, if not the richest people in the world. 140 plus $billion net worth or something crazy like that. And it's because he made such a big impact on other people in the company that he started and the vision that he's been executing on. And so if you solve big problems and you help other people get what they want, you're going to be able to get what you want and you'll be fine financially. But ultimately, I think my mom told me this at one point, that she heard a quote of Steve Jobs when he passed away of cancer, was like battling cancer. He said, hey, I wish I had my health. That was the one thing I wish I had because all the money in the world can't solve this problem that I'm going through. And imagine that. We all have so many things that we are thinking about, problems in our lives, but for someone who's terminally ill, they only have one wish, and that's to be healthy. So it's all about perspective. And so that's why I have to remember that I'm grateful for my health, all these things I take for granted, 2 arms, 2 legs, 10 fingers. Like a lot of people don't have those basic things. And if you do, don't let it stop you, right? I know people who've lost, I don't know them personally, but like lost limbs in war. And I think, my cousin was in the Marines, and I remember meeting some of the guys when they got back from overseas and from battle. The guy had his pinky blown off and like part of his hand, and another guy had been shot somewhere that his battalion had been pretty beat up, or his platoon. I don't know the exact jargon, but yeah, I remember meeting them and I thought like, wow, these guys are heroes. They're so brave. Like that's amazing. The things that they've gone through. They lost people that were in their squad or their platoon and their team, that they've attended their funerals together. They came to Houston. They live in California now, but they were living in Arizona at the time, I believe. And they came to Houston for the burial of one of their friends. And I remember my mom fed these guys, like they came over for lunch, 7 or something big Marine dudes, and they had fajitas and kind of appreciated it because they were there in town for the weekend. This was years ago. But they've gone through things and they've seen things that are at a whole nother level of difficult than I have. I might go down jogging outside and it's 99 degrees in Houston. I'm just like, man, this is tough, but it ain't that tough. Right. And so I'm just kind of going and expressing my gratitude for where I am, for all I've accomplished, for what I have in life, for where I'm going, because I have the most clarity I've ever had in my life right now. And I'm focused on living a life that I actually want to live in lifestyle balance. I know some people look at me and they're like, man, you hustle too hard. But then there's others who think I don't hustle enough because I throw some vacation and some fun and play in there. And so I think I have a really good work-life balance where the saying work hard, play hard, right? I work extremely hard, but then whenever I play hard or vacation, like I'm all in that vacation. This last vacation, I got a little sucked away and I had a lot of calls, texts, and emails I had to answer because I had just timelines and stuff that had to be met and I had to be there to do it. But there were times where I sent people to voicemail. I was on vacation. I was hiking in the mountains. It was great. And I'm working on filling up any of the holes in my ship right now so that next time I go on vacation, I can check out 100%. I don't have to check anything. My email will have someone else's email and their phone number. They'll deal with the problem. That is what I want. Just like a corporation, you put your out of office and you direct it to someone on your team. I want that to be the case for my business. So I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to worry about it. Maybe I just check in with them once a week while I'm on vacation, ask if they have any questions, if there's anything I can help with. And if not, carry on. Business as usual. So I had a great 30th birthday. I didn't have that freak out moment of like, oh no, I'm over the hill. I just wanted to check in and let you all know that even if you don't meet your goals or you're not meeting your goals, it's okay. I mean, I felt a little bit of sadness when I was like, man, well, I'm not a millionaire by 30. I didn't get 30 under 30 award, but I can get 40 under 40. There's 10 years for 40 under 40. I got that in the bag. I'm going to get that like in a year or two. Trust me. So having that confidence and knowing that, hey, I didn't meet this goal, but I set a big goal and I held to it and I'm still going to attack it. I'm not going to just quit and just decide to, change my career and try again. You got to stick with it long enough to see the momentum build. And that's what I want to motivate you to do. You may be in that trough of sorrow. You may have been doing 6 months of hard work and not have much to show for it. Maybe you're just a month away. Maybe you're a week away. Maybe you're 3 or 4 months away. Maybe it's going to take another year or two. And that's the hardest part for me is like knowing how much more do I go, or do I switch what I'm doing? Do I pivot, or do I keep pushing? Am I almost there? Am I this close to striking gold and I'm about to quit? So motivation for you to keep going, no matter what it is that you're doing. Get around people that are winning, that are like-minded, that are going to pull you up and support you. And surround yourself with people who are further along as well, because they can shortcut your success. They'll tell you things to avoid, pitfalls to avoid, people to talk to, people you need to know, books you need to read. I've got so many books behind me and I keep ordering more and more. I've got 2 right now that I'm reading. I've talked about this recently, The Untethered Soul. And I just ordered this book called The Garden for this book club that I'm in. So I had to read 2 chapters this morning because tomorrow morning we're doing the book club meeting. And I value that book club because it's got elders, no offense to those in there, but they're older than me, 20 or 30 years in some cases, older than me. They've got experience, they know these things, and they can help me avoid a lot of problems and heartache. Instead of me figuring all this stuff out on my own, I can just pick their brains and ask questions from them. And at the same time, on the other hand, I can bring value by telling them about technology and Calendly and Zoom and all these different things and social media that they're not necessarily as great at naturally. And so I think it's a healthy balance of different age groups and backgrounds and ethnicities and all of that stuff. So I hope you're all doing well. Have a great week. Thanks so much for tuning in as always. Go send me some love on chrisbello09. I am trying to take my Instagram and social media more seriously and post better content for you, post more motivating stuff. And I kind of want to be an Instagram celebrity of some sort. Don't we all, right? But ultimately, I want to make sure that I'm impacting people positively, inspiring others from afar, and just putting good vibes out there. So stay in touch. Thanks so much for checking in, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.